Hi, I'm Nicolas, and I'm the loan production manager on WECU's real estate team. This is the WECU Real Estate Market Update. In today's episode, we'll give you an update on our local real estate market. Then we'll move into a segment called Ask the Expert. We'll hear from Jackie Lira from the Muljat Group, and she'll provide tips on how to ensure that you have the most competitive offer. It's going to be a great episode, so here we go. First up is our market snapshot. Spring is here. This year's home buying season is ramping up. Over the last 2 years, we've seen the hottest housing market in our country's history. In Whatcom and Skagit County, we saw median home prices surge upwards of 20%. This has been driven both by several factors, including demographics, as the large millennial generation reaches its peak home buying years, lack of supply, and very favorable lending rates. We expect 2022 to be another great year in residential real estate with strong buyer demand. However, we don't anticipate it to be quite as hot as last year. Overall, we think we will see a strong housing market with homes sitting a little bit longer on the market and selling closer to list price, especially for homes in the higher end of the market. Homes at the median or lower end of the market may experience more competition. There are a couple reasons for this. First, interest rates. As of March, the U.S. had a reported inflation rate of 7.9%. This is the highest it's been in more than 40 years. It started with inflation in a few specific areas, but has since spread to other areas of the economy. The Federal Reserve said at its March meeting that to combat inflation, it will raise the federal funds rate 0.25% and will likely continue to increase it as the years goes on. Fixed mortgage rates don't move in lockstep with the federal funds rate, but instead track the yield on the 10-year Treasury bonds, which is influenced by a variety of factors, including how investors expect the Fed to react to inflation and the secondary market. The secondary market is where investors buy mortgage-backed securities. Most lenders bundle mortgages as they underwrite and sell them in the secondary marketplace to investors. When investor demand is high, mortgage rates tend a little lower. This is how the Fed has helped to keep mortgage rates low. Since the start of the pandemic, they have purchased billions of dollars of mortgage-backed securities. In March, they slowed purchasing of these assets, and they've signaled that in the future months, they'll begin reducing the size of their $9 trillion balance sheet. As a result, we expect interest rates to continue to tick higher as the year goes on. This could dissuade new buyers from hopping into the market, as any increase to interest rates makes buying a home more expensive. However, it's important to point out that even if rates do continue to rise throughout the year, they are still historically low. Even so, for every 0.5% an interest rate goes up, it makes homes 5% less affordable. As interest rates continue to rise, this will cause higher competition for the homes listed in the lower end of the price spectrum. Because when interest rates increase, buyers can't afford as much, so they're forced to look at the lower price point. The first-time homebuyers range, medium-priced homes and below, are going to be the most sought after in a rising interest rate environment. We also anticipate the easing of COVID-19 concerns to help increase the housing supply. During the pandemic, it was theorized that homeowners were hesitant to list their homes due to uncertainty from both a health and economic perspective. Life getting back to normal could prompt more homeowners to move forward with plans, be it retirement, a new job, or a new school district, and they'll list their homes for sale. Historically, the number of new listings bumps up in March and April, reaching a peak in May and June. Last year, the new listings in Whatcom County went up 16% from February to March, and that trend will likely continue for 2022. If you're looking to buy a home this home buying season, you'll want to be as competitive as possible. To speak about how you'll have the offer stand out, for our Ask the Expert segment, we'll have Jackie Lira from the Mulijat Group. But before that, we'll take a short break.
So, you work with a lender to get a mortgage. You get into your new home and you receive notice that your mortgage company has broken up with you and you'll be sending your payments somewhere else. You deserve a partner who will be there with you every step of the way. At WECU, we service 100% of our loans. Plus, we're not for profit, so you can rest assured knowing that we'll always have your best interest at heart.
All right, we're back. Now we're going to move into a segment we call Ask the Expert. In this segment, Jackie Lira from the Mulijat Group will speak about how to have the most competitive offer when buying a house.
Hi, I'm Jackie and I'm with the Muljat Group. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to have a strong offer. Tip number 1, get pre-approved, or if cash out, have proof of funds. Talk to a lender before you put in an offer. Having a pre-approval letter shows the seller that you've gone through the first financial steps on getting a home. Tip number 2, consider putting more earnest money. When you put a larger earnest money, more than the typical 1 to 3%, you show sellers that you're serious about this offer. However, remember that this earnest money could potentially be a risk, so make sure you put the necessary contingencies to protect it. Number 3, if the thought of putting more earnest money scares you, consider putting down a larger down payment. The more down payment you put, the less concerned sellers will be about you being able to qualify for a mortgage loan. Tip number 4, get the home pre-inspected before you put in the offer. This will shorten or potentially waive the inspection contingency. Sellers like to select and choose from the offers that have the shortest due diligence period and the cleanest offers. Number 5, escalation clause. With an escalation clause, you state that if a person bids higher than you, then your bid will automatically go up. If you choose to go this route, make sure you have a budget in mind and don't offer more than what you are willing to pay for the home. Here's a bonus one. Don't wait for an open house. As soon as a house hits the market, call your real estate agent and we will make the necessary arrangements to get you a private showing as soon as possible. If you need a real estate agent, feel free to reach out to me. My email is jackie@muljatgroup.com. It's a tough market out there, but with the right team behind you, you'll be able to get the home of your dreams. También podemos brindarle ayuda en español. Aquí en WECU tenemos un equipo coordinado para ayudar a nuestra comunidad hispana.
That's all we have today. Thanks for joining us for the WECU Real Estate Market Update. To learn more about WECU and our options for home buyers, visit wecu.com/home loans. We'll see you next time.
So, you work with a lender to get a mortgage. You get into your new home and you receive notice that your mortgage company has broken up with you and you'll be sending your payments somewhere else. You deserve a partner who will be there with you every step of the way. At WECU, we service 100% of our loans. Plus, we're not for profit, so you can rest assured knowing that we'll always have your best interest at heart.